Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to American Reversion. So, did you watch the convention last night? The Pitbull picked a Pitbull, right? JD Vance. It kind of surprised me. I'll be honest, I haven't paid a lot of attention to Vance. I do remember, and many of you have, I do remember him saying some bad things about Trump a long time ago, but I haven't really paid attention to him, and I didn't until the announcement that he was Trump's pick for VP, and then I looked into him, and I've changed my mind on him. Okay, and isn't that interesting? Guess what? We sometimes, when we don't have all the information, we have one opinion, and then when we learn more, we change our mind, right? That's what apparently happened with him. He didn't know a lot. He'd said these bad things about Trump, called him Hitler and stuff like that back when he was, 31, something like that. And they've asked him, well, how can you support a guy? How can you be with a guy that you called Hitler? And he says, you know what? I believed what I had read in the media, and then I saw how he acted as president, and it was different, and he changed my mind. How about that? What a concept, right? Yeah. So anyway, so I looked into Vance, and I'm going to talk a little bit for a couple of minutes about him, but I want to talk about the convention too, and kind of what I saw. So I saw something that I think was very, very interesting with Trump. Okay, now Vance, I'm going to throw something in here too. I I love intelligent conversation, even when people disagree with me. I love it. I love intelligent comments. I'm not much for stupid comments. Can I just say it that way? Well, of course I can. It's my channel. So, anybody that comes in, I've had a couple people come on here and just say, Vance is a rhino. Well, okay, I don't know that he is, and I don't know why you say that, okay? And yesterday when I'd see those comments, I said, well, maybe he is, maybe because I don't know. But you didn't explain it. So if you don't leave a stupid comment like that, the only thing that makes it stupid is that there wasn't an explanation. If he was a rhino, then explain it, share it with everybody, okay? But don't come on here and make a stupid comment like, blah, 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 blah. Okay. You don't know, or maybe you do know, and you should share it with us, okay? So yeah, I see comments like that. I'll tell you right now, I take them off because they're stupid. They don't add anything to the conversation. Okay, so now Vance, what about this guy? So I looked into him. Boy, a heck of a story. Heck of a story. I didn't know that he had written a book called, what was it? Gosh, I should have looked it up. Well, one of you will know. Let me back. He grew up poor. He grew up dirt poor, apparently, in Appalachia. His dad left him. Dad abandoned them. His mother had addiction problems all of his life. He lived a horrible life, but then was raised by his grandparents, and he gives all the credit to his grandmother for raising him. When he got out of high school, he went in the Marines. He did 4 years in the Marines. He's over in Iraq. Now, he wasn't a door kicker, but he was, a correspondent or something like that, but he was in the Marines. I mean, a Marine is a Marine. Okay. Did 4 years in the Marines, came out, went to Ohio State University, got a degree in I forget what, went from there to Yale Law School. Not easy to get into if you're a white male, if you know what I mean. Make America great again. Got out of Yale Law School, where he was editor of the Law Journal. Some of you may know what that means. If you don't know what that means that is the tough spot to get. That's the top guy in the law school class. Went out to work for wasn't a hedge fund. It was something out in California. He got into finance. Okay. Went back to Ohio, started his own, I think in Cincinnati. This is a real American story, a real rags to riches story. Met his wife in law school. She became his rock. I think her name is Usha. Usha? Forget her last name. She's of Indian heritage, in continental, the subcontinent of India. Indian. She's a lawyer. They got 3 kids. He converted to Catholicism. He said he passed through that. He was raised in one of the fundamentalist Protestant denominations, right? And even went through an angry atheism phase, and then started studying. This guy is a thinker. He's not just a. They're going to make him out as being hateful because he's got, he has definite views on things. Oh, how horrible that is, right? But then he studied. He started studying religion, and he came to his Catholic faith as a result of intellectualism. Okay? Because he had seen what he figured was kind of, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, and I haven't read his book yet, but I'm going to order the book today. And the movie, what is it? Hillbilly Elegy. That's right, Hillbilly Elegy. The movie, it was made. It's on Netflix now. I'm going to watch it today, and then I'm going to order his book because this guy is interesting, and he could be a real feature of our country. And for anybody out there who's just going to put on a comment about he's a rhino, well, go ahead and tell us why. Yeah, I'm willing to read it. But anyway, so he wrote this Hillbilly Elegy about his growing up. I think he wrote it while he was in law school, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. About his growing up in this really depressed area of Appalachia, and where alcoholism and drug abuse and broken families and physical abuse is just rampant. Just rampant. People have this idealized idea of, it's good up in the hills and the hillbillies and stuff like, hey, man, you go into Appalachia or the Ozarks, there are some real problems there. Poverty, drug abuse, broken families, a lack of education, a lack of resources, dependence on government. Okay, there are real problems, and he grew up in this. So anyway, then he runs for Senate in Ohio, and gets it, and he's been kind of a firebrand ever since. Well, he has developed to the point, and his development was unknown to me because I didn't keep track of it, but Trump did. And so, I'll let you look into him more. And like I say, the movie Hillbilly Elegy is up on Netflix now. You can watch that. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to buy his book. But he is a pit bull. And what I mean by that, he kind of has this mean face, right? But he smiles a lot. And I thought, just by looking at some of the mean pictures, it's like people think about me. Everybody thinks I'm mean because if I'm not smiling, I look mean. I'm not. I can be, but I'm not. No, I can't be. Mean is something different. So Trump picks him. And that's what made me look into it. So look into him himself. Now, I listened to him when he made his talk at yesterday, being interviewed by Hannity, I guess it was, at the convention. Seemed like I liked the guy. I think this was a great pick. The pick, I was concerned with some of the potential picks. I didn't see some names on the list that I would have liked to see. And I saw a couple that I thought, no, that's not going to be good. I really thought he was going to pick Rubio. Now that I look into this guy Vance, I see why he did, and I'm glad. I think, some of the problems that Trump had the first time were his choices, the choices that he made. He picked Pence because he needed that seemingly solid, Christian to bring the people in that were all concerned about Trump's wild talk and his so-called immoral life and stuff like that. Pence served his purpose, but towards the end showed his real colors, like so many do who kind of pound their purity, right? So anyway, we'll see about Vance. But one of the things I think is because we need, in order to turn this country around, we need more than 4 years. There has to be somebody who continue it another 8 at least. And I think from what I've seen so far, Vance gives me hope that he could do that. You know, 6 months ago, even 3 months, 2 months ago, we didn't see how things could possibly be turned around. We saw this guy just being pounded right and left. And even I had my doubts as to what would happen with this. Now, not as much as many, because I'll tell you what, just like Vance, most people don't know much about Trump. Most people know about Trump since The Apprentice, right? Well, the reason that I've always been a staunch supporter of Trump and never, he got up and gave the fight fist after being shot. That was no surprise to me because I've read his books. That's why I'm going to read Vance's book. Most people haven't read Trump's books. They don't realize how smart he is. They don't realize the things he's done. They don't realize the trials he's been through before. Too many people who are detractors of Trump. Here's another thing. I read a comment yesterday. Well, I'll vote for Trump and I like him, but I will never forgive him or something or other about his he's against bump stocks. Oh my Lord. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? You're stuck in a ditch, man. You ran your car off into a ditch. And a guy comes along and pulls you out. He's pulling you out of the ditch. And he gets you out of the ditch like Trump did our country. And then you say, well, okay, he's all right, but I don't like him because he's got a University of Missouri sticker on the back of his car, and I'm a University of Kansas guy. What ridiculous. Stop hanging on to those stupid things. Yeah, okay, he was wrong on bump stocks. Ooh, you think you can let that go? Because that's a stupid thing to hang on to. And I probably just lost the guy who said that. Sorry. I'd rather inform you. I would rather develop your political thinking than not. Okay? Those are stupid comments. Grow up. But I read Trump's books. Most people have no idea what he's done. No idea what he's been through. No idea the challenges he's overcome and how he did it. Well, he was just a rich guy. His daddy gave him a bunch of money. No, he didn't. He loaned him $1 million because his dad, Fred, had worked his ass off for it, had the $1 million to loan his son. How many people out there have $1 million to loan their son to help them start a business, right? They don't, so they're jealous. Well, he did, and then he paid his dad back, and then he built an empire, the likes of which very few people have ever seen. And he has employed millions of people. He has created so many jobs, not just the people that work for him, but the construction people that put together his buildings, all over the world. All over the world. And then he gave that all up to come and try to save this country. He is the leader. He has become the surviving martyr. I said that yesterday, I think. Anyway, so he made this. We need a continuation of that. Another 4 years isn't going to be enough. I think that he's gotten smarter. Like I said, his big mistakes, his first term, was some of the decisions he made in appointments. Some of the people he brought on the boat with him. A bunch of backstabbing dirtbags. I think he's learned. But anyway, I saw something that I think I recognized when he walked in last night. There was a different look about it. Did you see that? It was amazing. When he walked down the hallway and entered the whatever that place is where they're having the national convention. Okay? That place exploded. And I don't remember if I mentioned that. I think I mentioned it to Kelly. I saw something in his bearing and in his eyes that was different than I've ever seen before. And I've studied this guy. It was a look of humility, of an increased understanding of the important things of life. He didn't look combative, nor did he look combative any time while he walked in. He stood there. He was smiling, but it was a quiet smile. It was a calm smile. It was a smile as if he had discovered the truth and the importance of certain things. And now you'll see what I'm saying in a minute. And when he came in, there was a gentleness to him that I really haven't seen before. And it doesn't mean that the same strength isn't there. The guy got clipped in the ear, knocked to the ground, and still stood up and said, fight, fight, fight. No, he has not lost his strength. I think what he has gained is something that I'm not sure that I can express except by this. I saw in him the look that I saw in myself and the feeling that I had in myself. I went through a little issue about a year ago. Wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. And as I was going through it, I started realizing the real importance of different things. And then when I came out the other side and it looked like everything was going to work out okay, you say, God has given me another chance. Now God's with me. He's going to help me do it right. And that's not being the combative person. And I wasn't all that combative then. But anyway, that's not doing things my way, but doing it in the strength of His way. And I'm just here to be used as His tool for His will. Now you might say, well, Steve, that's a lot to think that you saw in His eyes and His bearing. But I think I saw it. And that was amazing. You know, there's a lot of people out there saying that this was divine intervention, that He turned His head at just the right time, just the right angle, just the right way. I don't dispute that. I don't argue against that at all. At all. I mean, you talk about what this guy has been through, and he has come out not just unscathed, but enhanced. Nothing but the hand of God, in my opinion, can do that. You know, when we ask, and you've probably seen it in your life, I certainly have in mine multiple times, when I have things that I have found I can't handle. Well, first I try to handle them myself, and I think I'm doing it, but life becomes more and more of a struggle. Then all of a sudden you remember, oh, yeah, I forgot to ask. God, would you take this? And instead of me trying, don't help me in my fight, take the fight and just tell me what you want me to do in it. Man, what happens after that, things get solved in ways we never could have imagined, would have never planned on our own. They get solved better. And the results of his work and His hand in it are just amazing. You realize that what has happened is miraculous, meaning it was a miracle. It was not your hand, but His hand. I think I saw that in Trump last night. You know, I could be blowing, I'm not blowing smoke. I'm telling you what I really think. But I do. I think I saw that. And if that's true, if I'm right, we're going to see some amazing things happen. You know, when I started this channel, I talked about the American reversion. We need to turn this country around. Things were going in such a way that a lot of people have lost hope. Never going to happen. The deep state is too deep. The other side is fighting too hard. We don't have anybody on our side. They're ruining Trump. Man, all these things that they tried to do to Trump have just served to show His resilience, His strength in God, and God's hand in what's going on to bring the attention to this. That's my honest opinion. So we will see. But I tell you, that was a heck of a thing to see last night. So anyway, feel free to let me know what you think of Vance or anything else. But do it in a respectful way and explain your thoughts. Okay, if you just leave a drive-by comment like so-and-so, I'm taking it off because it doesn't add to the conversation. This is not a free speech here. The First Amendment doesn't cover the American Reversion channel on YouTube. Okay, But I'm interested to hear what you have to say, and I'm interested to hear what you think about. If you watched it last night, what were your thoughts? What do you think about Vance? Watch that movie, and if you want to know about him, buy his book. If you want to know more about Trump, read his books. You find out who he is in those books. And too many people are still thinking about Trump as a result of what they've heard from the news media. And the same people that will say, I don't believe anything the media says. Well, you've formed your opinions of him by what you've chosen to believe the media said, right? Make America great again. Oh yeah, you can get this mug. It's through our website, stonemount.us. The link's down below. I know. Oh yeah, and I'm going to leave it at that. You all have a good day. Remember that America needs a reversion. It needs you to be a part of it. It needs me to be a part of it. But it needs a leader, and I think we got one. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.